Right, solving equations graphically. Here I've got two equations, that one and that one. That one, the red one, it's the quadratic, it's the one that's a U-shaped, and the blue one right here, that's the straight line graph. Now where those two graphs intersect is where we're going to find our answers. Intersects right there and there. So we need the coordinates of where those two graphs intersect. This one is 1 on the corridor, 2 up the stairs. The value of x is equal to 1 and the value of y is equal to 2. This one down here, it's minus -1 along the corridor, 0 up the stairs. So the x value is -1 and the y value is 0. Those are the two answers, the two coordinates. Now I could do this, solve these two equations without using graphs. I can do this using algebra. You can see that one is equal to y and that one is also equal to y. Well, what do they have in common? What's in common? They're both linked by y. They're both equal to y, so therefore this one, I can make that one equal to this one. Now I've got a quadratic, but I need to be able to solve it, and for that to happen I need a 0 on one side. I need to get 0 on one side. So what I'll do, I'll get rid of the positive x and then I'll get rid of the positive 1, one at a time. To get rid of positive x, you mind negative x. Do the same on the other side. X take away x, they cancel out, is what I wanted. You're left with 1 is equal to x squared, and then collecting like terms, x take away x, 0, they knock each other out. They knock each other out here as well. That's what you're left with. But I still need a 0 on this side. For that to happen, I need to get rid of this positive 1 by taking away 1. Do the same on the other side. You're left with 0 is equal to x squared minus 1. That can be solved in two different ways, quite a few ways. Some of you might recognize that this is difference between two squares. If you don't know difference between two squares, you can look that up. What you do is double brackets. You know it's difference between two squares because you know that's a square number and 1 itself is a square number. You have your double brackets. One of them is going to be a negative, another one's going to be a positive. Right, square root of 1 is just 1. There. Now that's been factorized. And if you expand that, you should get back to that. Right, solving. I'm going to solve this now. What value of x can I put in here that will make that 0? Well, x equals 1. 1 take away 1 is 0. Right, same on the other side. What value of x can I put in here to make all of that 0? It's going to be -1. Because -1 plus 1 is 0. Now I have solved equations like this in a previous video. I've explained that in detail in another video. What I'm trying to say is if you replace the x with 1 over here and here, you'll get 0. And likewise, if you replace the x with -1 here and here, the whole thing will become 0. Now I need to find the corresponding y values. Choose the easiest one, and that one's the easiest one. Replace the x with 1. 1 add 1 is 2. Replace the x with -1. -1 add 1 is 0. Now these are the coordinates that I just discovered when I solved the two equations graphically. Those are the two coordinates. If you just check with the graph again, those are the two coordinates where the graphs intersect. Right, hopefully you can see now. Looking at this graph, you can make a comparison. Remember, I've just solved this, found the value that when x equals 1, y is equal to 2. It's right here, right there. So when it's 1 along the corridor, 2 up the stairs. That's what we found out where the two graphs intersect. And likewise with this one here, right there. When it's -1 along the corridor, it's 0 up the stairs. This we found using algebra, and this we found graphically where the two graphs intersect.